Hey guys, and welcome to Tasmania TV. I got a request to do a video talking about my favorite horror movies and if I like them and what kind of movies I like and stuff like that, and I thought it was a really fun request, so that's what I'm doing today. And I thought that I would start off by sharing my history when it comes to horror films. I'm still sort of like a baby in this area because for a long time I was scared shitless of anything close to horror. Like, I couldn't even read a slightly scary book. I think this has something to do with the fact that when me and my brother were kids, he scared the crap out of me. Sometimes he would like wake me up in the morning and like hold up a photo of a gremlin and I would be like, bah, just really brotherly things. And he is a horror movie fanatic, so he always had like these shelves full of videos, and you can see on the box like the scary monsters on the box. I still to this day cannot fucking look at the damn clown from It. It scares the shit out of me. Clowns, just the way the unnatural smile, that freaks me out. So I cannot watch any clown movies. I actually have seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space without sound. I saw it at a burlesque thing. So I could see that because they wear masks and it's like too much. So it was like I pushed the limit. But other than that, clowns is a big no-no for me. Maybe up until I was like 20, I did not watch any scary movies at all because I was so fucking scared of them. I could not sleep. I have really vivid, detailed dreams. Every single night, I have an adventure in my dreams, and I always remember everything when I wake up. I still remember dreams I had when I was a kid or a teenager or like a couple years ago. I remember everything as if they're memories, and it's kind of scary to have very realistic, vivid dreams like that, because sometimes I can't tell what actually happened and what just happened in my head when I was sleeping. So this has kind of affected me in a way that I was really scared of horror movies at first. But then I met my boyfriend, and he is also, like my brother, a horror movie fanatic. If there's a scary movie out there, he has seen it. He has the download on all the creepy crawlers and monsters and psycho killers and all that stuff. We have a shelf out in the hallway with like hundreds or thousands of movies, and everything from like a Human Centipede to the really old classics. When I met him, we started like, because I have a fascination for monsters and things like that. I've always liked werewolves and vampires and things like that to a degree when it's not scary. I like, when I say horror movie now, I don't mean like Interview with a Vampire. That's not a horror movie. Those kind of movies I was able to see before too. So that was fine. The kind of movies that I was scared shitless of was like Friday the 13th or like anything with Freddy Krueger. He scared the shit out of me. Today, I love him. I love him. I actually was him for Halloween last year. Being with my boyfriend has changed the way that I look at movies, at horror movies. We've been together for 4.5 years now, and today I fucking love horror movies. And it's fun because he's been like schooling me, going through all the old classics. So we started off, I think, with seeing like all the Alien movies and like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, obviously, like all the classics. And we're still working through them like constantly. So a couple of weeks ago, actually, I saw the Scream series for the first time. I remember when that movie came out, the first one, I think I was 16 years old, and my friends took me to see it. I might have been 15, well, something like that. Took me to see it, and I was like this, literally like this, the entire fucking movie. I was so scared. I think I held like my ears closed. I couldn't hear the sounds or anything, and I watched the movie now, and I was like, it's not even scary. It was kind of entertaining, but it's not scary. So there's a fun part in watching the movies now, like decades later than they came out, and comparing them to the new stuff that's out now. So one of the franchises that I've absolutely fallen in love with is the Saw movies. Now, people warned me, and my boyfriend was one of those people, that only the first movie was any good and that everything else was gonna be crap. I fucking love the first movie, I think it's brilliant, but I actually like the other movies too. And I think that is because I found my favorite genre when it comes to horror movies, and that is fucking gore and like torture and stuff. I know that kind of makes me sound like a psychopath, but I love that. You remember like in the old days when they were gonna like saw somebody's hand off and they would like zoom in on the camera and you could see the saw come like this and then it would like fade off away from the frame so you can see what was going on. You had to rely on sound and like music and creepy effects like that. But today, due to really talented makeup artists and like special effects teams, you can actually recreate these things. You can see somebody get their fucking hand sawed off. I love that. I love how realistic they can make that. That is fucking awesome. I know it's in a way that it's disturbing to like this, but I absolutely love it. I love the Hostel movies. We saw those earlier this year too. And I think like my favorite kill from the Hostel movies is the one with the girls. I think it's the second one, when there's a girl like hanging upside down naked and beneath her is like this strange huge bathtub and there's a woman lying down in the bathtub, also butt naked, and she starts like slicing this girl up. So she bleeds all over and she finds some kind of sexual pleasure in that. I know how disturbing it is, but I absolutely love that scene. And all the stuff from Saw, like all these amazing kills, like arms being twisted, bones poking out, like eyeballs being, it's so gross, but so awesome when it's done the right way. So yeah, but the kind of horror movies that I don't like are the ones that are just fucking scary. And now, like I just told you, gore and stuff like that does not scare me. It's more like a, wow, this looks awesome kind of thing. But it's not scary. The thing that scares me is, like, one of the movies that I'm fucking awfully scared to see is Woman in Black. Like, when there's ghosts or really fucking creepy kids. I actually like the movie Orphan. Not The Orphanage, Orphan, if you've seen that, because I haven't seen The Orphanage yet. And then Orphan is a movie where there's a fucking really creepy kid. And that scared the shit out of me, but I still like it. But it's like, if you take it to the next level of creepiness after that, then it gets too much for me. I cannot sleep. It'll be like, it kept me up. I remember seeing Seven when I was like, I don't know how old I was, but it was before I met my boyfriend and got this like horror therapy. And I was living on my own, and a friend of mine brought it, and she was like, we're gonna watch this, and I was like, but I'm so scared, I don't want to, and she said that it's not that scary, so we watched it, and then I had to go sleep at my parents' house for like a week, because I was so afraid to be in the apartment by myself. I was convinced that something was gonna happen. Yeah. So, you know, but that doesn't happen anymore with these movies. I don't see Freddy Krueger standing over me like this when I, like, wake up to pee in the middle of the night after having watched that movie, or that doesn't happen anymore because I like these guys now, you know? So, yeah, and I think it has to do with the fact that I love doing special effects makeup myself. I love Halloween. I love like everything that has to do with special effects and masks and things like that. You know this if you've seen my tutorials. There's another genre of horror movies that I cannot watch because it makes me want to murder people myself, and that is movies that contain sexual violence and rape, and nothing pisses me off as much as that. Even though somebody be like, oh, it's just a movie. Yeah, rape happens every single day to women all over. So until we have full equality between the sexes, I'm not going to drop this, you know? So I can't watch those kind of movies. I could never watch like Spit on Your Grave or anything like that. Even though, you know, the girl usually gets revenge, I just cannot watch rape scenes. I have to go murder men if I see those. So that's not good. I was, however, able to watch, sorry if this is spoilers. If you haven't seen American Mary and you don't want to know anything about it, quit watching right now. So American Mary is a movie that is like horror mixed with body modifications. It's the perfect mix for someone like me. I really like that movie, but there is some sexual violence in there, and that kind of made me want to like pause and not finish watching it. But then I was like, okay, fuck it, just keep watching it because you actually like this movie other than the sexual violence. So I was able to push through and, you know, still see it, and I really like that movie. The movie that has scared the shit out of me the most since I got into the whole horror thing for real is Splice. Have you seen that movie? Like, it's, again, spoilers here, but it's there are some elements in that movie that are so disturbing, and I was unable to sleep for days after that. And I don't sleep by myself anymore, so it wasn't the whole I can't be alone. It was just these thoughts of these horrible things that this creature does to these people in the movie. It's just, it's so gross. And I like woke up dripping with sweat, and my boyfriend had to hug me and be like, it's okay. I was mad after that, like mad, insane. And then another movie that really upset me was The Mist. It's a really, really good movie. The special effects are a little bit iffy, but mostly okay. But the disturbing thing about that movie is the people, like the human factor. The monsters is one thing, like I can handle creepy bugs and stuff. But my god, when it's people, and don't get me started on religion, like, ugh. After seeing that movie, I cried for 20 minutes. I felt like there was no hope left for humanity, like everything was lost and just there was no point in anything anymore. That's a horrible way to feel after watching a movie. So today I try to stick to like full-on gore dismemberment movies because those actually make me feel good in a weird way. So I thought I'd mention a couple of horror movies that I really like, so some of my personal favorites. So obviously the first Saw movie has got to be in there because it's awesome. I love the Alien movies. The second one was my favorite, Aliens. Really like that. Another one of my absolute favorite horror movies is The Collector. If you haven't seen it, it's a pretty good example of like torture and gore and stuff like that. I really liked it. The sequel, The Collection, was not as good as the first movie, which is usually the case, but it was okay. I just really, really liked the first one. It was like, that kind of, you know, like, get the fuck out of there, like, watch for the traps, God. I love it when you talk to the TV. I also like Rec 3, like a Spanish zombie movie. I haven't seen number 1 and 2, but the third one is fun. Like, it's entertaining, there's humor in there, and there's a lot of zombies. I love zombies. The Walking Dead is one of my favorite series. When it comes to zombie movies, I absolutely love Zombieland. I don't think that's a horror movie because it's not scary, it's more just entertaining. Well, there is one scary scene where there's a fucking clown crawling in under a damn toilet booth. Oh, I screamed loud in the audience at the cinema when we saw that. And people were like, seriously, clowns are scarier than zombies. Zombies don't scare me, I love zombies. So like all the George A. Romero movies, obviously I have been taught to see. If you don't see what's in the background right here, yeah, my hun is a big fan of George A. Romero, so I like those movies as well. I like mixing humor with horror, so that's, I guess, where Zombieland comes in. I also like Zombies vs. Strippers, which is one of those like B movies, and the effects were pretty awful, but it's fun because they have Peter Englund, which is the guy who plays Freddy Krueger. He has like these tiny little parts in all kinds of different horror movies, which is fun. He's in Hatchet, he's in something Vernon, Behind the Mask. I don't know what that movie was called, but it was hilarious. Okay, I think this video has become really super long now, so sorry if I rambled. If you have any questions like about preferences when it comes to movies or anything like that, just go ahead and pop them below. And if you want to send me a private DM, that's fine too. So thank you so much for requesting this. I had a lot of fun with it. I love horror movies now. If you're a newbie when it comes to horror, a fun way to start out is by watching the ABCs of Death, which is a series of short films based on the alphabet, like letters of the alphabet. So that was a lot of fun to see that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!